right, so there's nothing like the taste of a childhood memory. Do you know what I mean when I say that? A food that you ate growing up that if you had it today, it would just bring back a flood of memories. Well, for many transplants to the Carolinas from western and central New York, that is now easier than ever.
Black raspberry.
Always.
Always.
With sprinkles.
With chocolate sprinkles.
Black raspberry.
Chocolate almond.
If you have ever spent time in Rochester, New York, you know Abbott's custard.
Abbott started back in 1902 up in upstate New York. Arthur Abbott opened his first location in Charlotte.
Not Charlotte, spelled the same, but pronounced Charlotte or Charlotte. It's a big debate. Regardless, it is a little community on the edge of Lake Ontario.
Back then, they actually had merry-go-rounds and Ferris wheels at the park, and you'd go there, and then you had to go to Abbott's. You had to go. It was a tradition.
How old were you when you went to Abbott's for the first time?
Probably 4 or 5 years old.
People loved the custard so much the company grew, they added more flavors, and generations carried on the tradition.
That was what you went and had all the time.
One of the things any of us misses from our own hometown when we move away is the food. And that's why all of the Rochesterians here were overjoyed when Kathy and Todd Nettinen and their kids made it through the arduous process of getting approval to open an Abbott's franchise in Tega.
There's so many former upstate New Yorkers that live here, and ourselves coming from upstate New York. We have so many fond memories because that is the place to go with over 30 locations in the area. Every special event, every happy ending, after a prom, a recital, Mother's Day, we'd go to Charlotte and walk the pier, and we have so many pictures as we were going through our photo albums of just all our times at Abbott's, and we wanted to get a little choked up. We wanted to bring that here, so that we could help the people who moved to kind of get a little piece of home.
The place looks and feels like home, too.
There's the park. There's Ontario Beach State Park. It was at the foot of the lake, and then we stood in those lines.
With a nod to the original location.
There's so many Western New Yorkers hiding in the woods down here. We're so glad that they opened here. We really are.
And now, even those hard-to-convince newcomers to the brand are taking notice.
They've tried to keep true to Arthur Abbott's original recipe from 1902. There's nothing that compares. If people come in to say, we're custard aficionados, and they name all the places they've been to, and they're like, we'll see how you do. And then when they walk out that door, we'll be back.
Abbott's is personal to me, too. I lived in Rochester for years. I went there quite a bit, and every time I would go in with the intention of trying something other than my favorite. But
I get chocolate almond every time. What is it about chocolate almond?
It's the fresh almonds. It's the fresh almonds, sprinkled in it right as we're scooping it.
Do you get it in a cup, in a cone? How do you?
Yes.
All of the above.
We got a message on Facebook over the holidays where someone said that, they thanked us because they couldn't make it home to be with their family, but they came to our shop and they said, thank you for giving me a little piece of home, even though I couldn't go home.
all right, so there's an Abbott's also in Concord, so they've got both ends of this area covered. I've been to that one too. The two locations hold special like Rochester nights. They want to bring in more flavors of home for the people that are down here from that neck of the woods. But yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah, I can tell it's an upstate New York thing that you are still savoring today.
What do you want? Salted caramel, black raspberry, vanilla, caramel cheesecake.
Black raspberry
Cookies
on
and
air
cream.
this morning on WBTV News this morning, and I fell in love.
Yeah, it's good.
And I could put it down. So I'm going to go ahead and go
See,
back.
that's what happens. You find one you fall in love with, and you just keep going back to it.
Yeah, it's like
and now it's going to be a little softer than it was this morning. That's the key. It's custard. So they have these pints, you can take them home. But they're hard, and when you get the custard in the shop, it's nice and soft.
These are non-shareable pots, meaning one per person.
I know, you're like quadruple dipping in that one. That's why I brought extra
I double
spoon.
dipped on that, yeah.
But yeah.
So which is another one you recommend? I know they're all really good.
I'm telling you.
I'm
I
looking
get the same thing every time.
Okay, let's do cookies and cream.
Yeah, it's good. I've got that one open too.
All right, you already have cookies and cream.
Just get a different spoon.
Okay.
No, they're all really good. They also do these.
It's all about the custard, not about the spoons.
Yeah, we're right. Callie, you tried these, right? You liked that?
Oh, they were delicious.
Yeah.
And then you have salted caramel here.
I know. I'm telling you, I try to get different things, but it's the chocolate almond is just the jam.
So growing up, you were thinking about getting ice cream, getting custard. Was it just always like go to Abbott's, no other?
Here's the thing. I mean, I grew up in Buffalo. So we had like Anderson's custard. But living in Rochester, yeah, Abbott's is where you go. Abbott's is where you go. And they're a really special company. They're really family oriented. My father-in-law loved Abbott's custard, right? So when he passed, they had Abbott's custard at the reception after, and Abbott's was, they did that for them, right? They're super family oriented. They understand the importance of family, and I love that almost as much as I love the custard.
And I can tell they brought that family oriented spirit right down here to the Carolinas as well, and they'll fit in well.
So Concord, Tega. Ooh, that's good too. What is that? That's the salted caramel cheesecake.
And this is vanilla right here.
Which is, I mean, can't go wrong. Right?
But a heaven on earth.
I'm telling you.
40-degree temperatures in custard. I'll take it.
Should we leave some for the rest of the crew?
I've already.
Monica says yes.
Really?
Becky
I've double
says yes,
dipped.
Charlie
You
says
don't
yes.
want to do that.
You double dipped in this one. Don't double dip in that one again. He has a double dip.
It's a trick.
We'll be right back. I'm going to stop him from double dipping. Look at all these extra spoons. Here, eat this one.